Hello everyone. So welcome to the introduction video for Yelp restaurant review project from the team Food Lover. I'm Jocelyn and I'm online with my team. So Arif, say hi to everyone, Arif.
Hi.
So both of us are data scientists work in Malaysia. So before we jump into the show, let me see what's your takeaway for today. I will introduce the background of the projects and why we are looking into the issue, the magical solutions, and the methodology that we work on over this weekend. And then Ari will walk you through the architectures, a few snapshots of prototypes, and last but not least, the existing demo. Alright, let's get started. So Yelp is an online business directory and as well as a crowdsourced review like Google Map and Foursquare. So business owner basically advertise their business and manage bookings and other social media platforms. They can also interact with the user and respond to the feedbacks. And of course, after doing all this, they can take a look at their lead performance to actually see whether they make progress in their business. So after all, we have the performance index. So what's the hassle? We actually build another sentiment index, right? But not to forget that every industry have their own very specific problem as well as success metrics. So for food service industry, we need to understand how it performs from a very different perspective. For the data collections to build up the metrics, typically people will do some traditional structured data collections such as market survey or manually convert the unstructured data such as text to structured data, which is very costly and intensive. Not to say these methods actually subjected to bias as well. So with current circumstances under the big data, where a lot of data is available online, so why don't we just take the advantage to build the sentiment analysis through the text? Of course, using fine-grained sentiments, we can actually also identify those clients that is not under the lead prospects where we didn't actually initiate the contact. So we can actually understand what this customers feel or perceive about our products or services, what's the feedbacks and what's the dimensions they care about, and you also can improve your judgment call using these fine-grained sentiments. Alright, so here is our methodologies. Of course, every data science you need data, so we start with data collections and we actually extract around 50,000 sentiments from the Pennsylvania State's restaurants review, and then we use the IBM Watson's natural language understanding keyword analysis to extract the emotions and sentiments for every keyword selected. Using these keywords, we are actually using the wiki corpus, the word back-to-back wiki corpus with 6 billion words to identify the relevant keywords and group these sentiments to the aspects that we actually identify, which is cleanliness, food taste, price, locations, as well as the service. So after all this, we try to summarize all these sentiments and emotions to the summary statistics and push it to the DB2 cloud, and then build the dashboard for business consumptions. Alright, so after all, we talk about all the magics for fine-grained sentiment analytics, right? So what actually is doing, how it actually works, right? So given the text from a user, we can see that there's a few keywords that we actually can identify here with the bold italics words there. So these are the keywords that actually very closely related with the aspects that we identify, which is the 5 aspects. And using the parcels, the dependency parcel, we can actually identify what is the dependence and the roots of these relevant nouns or the keywords, and we can pass the surroundings or the or the surrounding words around these keywords to the model. Could be linear SVM models or LSTM or LSTM CNN models to predict the sentiments and emotions for the particular keyword. So the IBM NLU API will give the count as well as sentiments and emotions are probability. So from there, we actually pass it to Work2X and put it into the identified aspects. Then we do the summary statistics. So this is basically a whole flow of our fine-grained sentiment analytics. All right. So I will pass the technology stacks to Arif. Arif, so stage is yours.
Alright, thank you, Jocelyn. So for technology stacks, we have focused on the 5 technology. First is DB2 on cloud, which is to store the data set that we have from Yelp review. And then we have Watson Studio, which is we want to do all the manipulation of the data processing. And then we have GitHub, which is for us to versionize our code. And then we have Cognos for our dashboard, and also NLU LPI, which is for identify the emotion and also the sentiment. So here the dashboard prototypes, and also what you can see from here is the output in the dashboard, service sentiment, food, and also the map. So we can straight away go to the demo time. So the first one that you can see from here is the DB2, which is I downloaded the data from Yelp and then I uploaded it here, and then you can see this one is the result, which is we got it from the NLU API. And then what we have here is the dashboard. So as you can see, we have separated tabs, which is sentiment, aspect, emotion, sentiment map, and also word cloud. So for sentiment, basically we cover for 5 aspects, which is food, cleanliness, location, service, and also price. So the value here, 1 means positive, -1 means negative. So this data have been plotted based on the time series, so you can see the trends here, and then you can filter it by the business. And then this one is the aspect emotion. We cover for 5 aspects, which is cleanliness, food, location, service, and also price. And then in here we group it into several groups, which is anger, disgust, fear, joy, and sadness. So as you can see from all those graph, most of the customer is very happy about the cleanliness, food, location, services, but as you can see, maybe you can see the other are not happy. This one is low, and then maybe this one is disgust. Why? So this kind of analysis can help the business owner to understand better about their business. So this one is sentiment map. As you can see, we have 2 dots here, which is different business, and then the bigger the dot means that the bigger the number of the review, and then the color, which is depending on the average of the sentiment. So the lower the average, it means the color will be lighter. The higher the average, the color will be darker. And then this one is the word cloud, so we can group it by the business, and then we can see the significance of the keywords that have been used by the customer to give review to the business. So like this business, they have a, I think it's a good one, which is they have a good food, delicious, appetizer, dinner, bistro, and great. So you can see that by using this word cloud, you can get the information easier and can extract it much better, and then you can understand the customer better. So I think that's it for our presentation. Thank you so much for having your time, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.